Good morning to everyone. Happy Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. Celebrating the solstice. We are just in a celebratory mood, and we hope that you are also. And we wish really happy that you're with us this morning. We're going to have a great program. Someone's going to pray for us. Fred Brown is going to play our music. He's got a lot of catchy tunes that are lined up, and we're going to be rocking all day. Who has the spiritual reading? Someone will get one. Yeah. And then we will have Mark Wolf is going to bring our message, and it's entitled The Reasons for the Season. And so just sit back and relax, and going to play the prelude by John Lennon
and Yoko Ono.
And Yoko did that one too.
Yeah.
Well, I still
the part the choir kicks in at "Oh, very Merry Christmas," which is at the very end of almost every verse. And that's Yoko and a bunch of kids. And so, and after I start the second verse, you're supposed to sing "War is over if you want it," like a round. Okay? That's what you guys are supposed to sing.
You want us to sing that? Okay.
Yeah, if you can.
Okay, we're small in number, but I'm sure that we're mighty in intention anyway.
Is over now. Really easy, it's not a stretch, right?
Yeah, well.
So that was written in 71, obviously, when they were still protesting the good old
Everything.
Vietnam War. We still weren't out of the Vietnam War when this was written.
Vietnam War until 74.
And I think since, yeah, exactly, it was written in 71. So if you remember all the bed-ins, I don't know how many, you probably don't, but they used to do bed-ins, or they'd invite all the press into their house, and they would just be laying there in bed singing songs for hours. I think they did like 72 hours once or something like that, and then they did a week. As protesting the war, they were going to leave the house and they weren't going to leave their bed, and he wasn't going to do any concerts.
That's the kind of protest I like.
Right, a bed-in.
Just lay around. Right.
So this is Christmas. What have you done? Another year over. A new year has begun. And so this is Christmas.
You want me to do it?
I hope you have fun.
It's okay.
Near
I'm not
and
afraid.
dear ones, old and the young, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. War is over if you want it. War is over now. Though this is Christmas, the weak and full strong, the rich and the poor ones, So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Now the year's over, new one has begun. So happy Christmas, if you have fun, you're in the dear ones, the old and the young. Oh, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear.
All right. Thank you.
What's that?
Chris. All right. Wonderful. Father God, we thank you for this day. We thank you
Offline, please.
for the reality of unity that you bring to us.
Just a moment.
If you're going to mute everyone. Hey, it got quiet. Anyway, Father, Mother God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for fellowship of spirit. We thank you for this new opportunity of a brand new year that's a clean slate that we can write all of the good things that you are providing for us and just have unity and love and concord for this next year. We ask that you would bless this fellowship and help us to grow in any kind of way that we possibly can as individuals and as a congregation. We thank you for all of the people, all of the hands that make this place work. Namaste. All right, so what do we got? Another song? Two.
Which one is it?
Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Oh, that's a cool one. Try to find some fun songs. Nope, that's why it's out of tune. Like, look, there's something not right there.
Sounded great to me.
No. Wait a minute, there's something wrong. This is not the right key. So, this is a fun song. This fine E string does not want to stay in today. There we go. Well, we're walking. Well, we're rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party. Mistletoe, where every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Pie and we'll do some caroling. You'll get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree. Have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in a new old-fashioned way. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree. Have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in a new old-fashioned way. Rocking around the Christmas tree, our Christmas party. Mistletoe hung where you can see it. street, let the Christmas spirit ring. And later we'll have some pumpkin pie, we'll do some caroling, and you look at us and live when you lock it in. Voices ringing, singing jolly, deck the hall with boughs of holly. Get around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way.
All right, thank you, Fred. All right, let's do our reflection moment. Love produces a flow of energy that I now feel. I love others more than ever, and I feel privileged to be here. Love flows from one person to another as we create an atmosphere of holiness, and so it is. Okay. And this is out of Science of Mind book that Kate found for us. It's by Molly Kate Brown, FNP. I'm not sure what an FNP is, but anyway, she's an award-winning author, speaker, meditation, and mindfulness teacher and a wellness consultant. Curiosity is a phenomenon that breeds flexibility and resilience. It helps foster new neural pathways. For example, contemplate a charged interaction with a family member or a friend. A more rigid way of approaching the situation sets up the pattern of wrong or right. It is not a recipe for understanding or intimacy in the relationship. If we instead become curious about the interaction, about what we're truly feeling and the other person's reality, there is space for both interpretations. It becomes possible to sit with difficult feelings while being open to what the other person is going through. When this happens, genuine connection is possible. Connection yields intimacy and understanding without a need for a resolution. Curiosity turned toward our own experience with difficult emotions or senses also nurtures a fertile ground for possibility and inner exploration. With feelings of sadness, anxiety, or uncertainty, it's common to resist the discomfort and wonder, what's wrong? Curiosity about how we are feeling creates space within. It fosters the realization that nothing is wrong at all. It gives us room to breathe. We can allow the parts that resist the unpleasant emotions while devoting awareness to a deeper understanding of our experience. Whether relating to ourselves or to another, curiosity breeds the development of new neural pathways. What may have felt like there's something wrong previously can become, what is here for me to see? It allows us to encounter ourselves with a squirming sense of needing to fix it, have a plan or find a resolution to make it better. When we wade into what feels like darkness and with curiosity, light filters in. We are human. There is nothing fixed or stagnant about our experience or the journey of becoming. Curiosity makes the impossible feel possible. It gives us permission to let go of the right, wrong, either or mentality. May we be curious about ourselves and each other. May the silence in that exploration yield a greater depth of understanding and compassion. We need and deserve it now. So that was from Molly Kate Brown. All right. So now, what you gonna do? Jingle Bell Rock?
Yeah, let's try. That sounds close enough. Close enough for government work. Jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bell ring. Snowing and blowing and branches of fun. Now the jingle hell has begun. Yeah. Jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime and jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing jingle around the clock. Mixing and mingling, jingling feet. That's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell rock. That's it.
All right. I forgot to tell everyone, this is Fellowship of Spirit coming to you from Farmington, New Mexico. Today is December 22nd, the year 2024. So, okay. Mark Wolf is coming to us from Northern Kentucky, and he has a message for us that's going to be both enlightening and inspirational, as well as comforting, I am sure. His messages always are. The reason for the season. Please welcome Mark Wolf.
So what, is that my cue?
You're on, bud.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Here we are, just a few days before Christmas. How did that happen, And Christmas on Wednesday. And then Wednesday at sunset begins Hanukkah. So, wow, my last day of work at the library was Thursday. And then I don't have to be back at the library until next Thursday. So I'm digging that. Seriously, I've been busy wrapping packages and baking. This is a busy time. And it can be a rather intense time of the year. It's just kind of overwhelming. And the thing of it is, crazy thing is that I can feel just over it, totally overwhelmed in the middle of it, and yet really very sorry when the decorations get packed up for another year. But anyway, look, I think we need to visit with this. Let's talk about the reason for the season. Okay, the reason for the season. In other words, beyond the colored lights and the cookies and the wrapping paper and the cookies and the music and the cookies. Well, seriously, what's it all for? Why are we doing this? What's the point? What is all the fuss about? Because they say, well, the reason for the season is Christmas becomes a reason to buy stuff. Just buy any kind of stuff. Just buy stuff. So I have to tell you this. I was had the laptop open the other night, and I was just doing some work. And this the computer says bing, and this message pops up, says Microsoft alert. I thought, oh no, what have I done? We found $4 off a package of 4 dozen socks. Click here to buy now. I said, no, just stop it. So I found out how to turn that off too. But it turns into madness, But listen, it's not new. All right, this is not new. I dearly love the Peanuts Charlie Brown Christmas special. The original from 1965. It's beautiful. It's brilliant. And because they're all searching for the meaning of the season. Snoopy, the dog, wins first prize for the best lights. And Sally, who's Charlie Brown's sister, is writing to Santa Claus. She says, don't stress yourself, just send money. 10s and 20s. And Charlie Brown just doesn't feel Christmassy. And then Linus, the little philosopher with the security blanket, brings everyone's attention back into a spiritual focus. Back into a spiritual connection or spiritual purpose. And that's why the show is so beautiful and it's so easy to relate to. It's us trying to find the reason for the season. Because look, I think that deep in our hearts, we want that spiritual connection. We're hungry for that spiritual connection, but it's not easy. It's not easy because there's so many things that distract us. The people say, well, we have to put the spiritual light back into Christmas because Jesus is the reason for, oh, look, I could get 20% off. I could get free shipping. So wait a minute. What about the reason for that? Never mind. Wait. Yeah, just if I order in the next 10 minutes, I can be upgraded to free priority shipping. So, I'm sorry, what were we talking about? The reason for what? Oh, yeah, the season, right. Yeah, whatever. But seriously, it's so easy to get distracted by all the stuff that's going on because we're like little children. Like little children, What toddler can resist a jingly, shiny set of car keys? Well, I guess, okay. Cars don't have keys anymore. But anyway, a jingly set of keys, wow, it's shiny and it's jingly, woo. And we do that. We're like that. So easy to get distracted by all the stuff that's going on. But listen, it's interesting because there is a story in the Bible that's about that very exact thing. So let's take a look, and maybe we can get some insight into the reason for the season. And not just any insight. You can get any insight anywhere. We want something new that we've never heard before. So listen, we're going to look at, this is very familiar. We are going to look at Luke chapter 2. So here's what it says. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were terribly afraid. And the angel said unto them, Do not be afraid. For behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you, ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward all people. And it came to pass, as the angels were gone away from them into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, Let us now go even unto Bethlehem, and see this thing which has come to pass, which the Lord hath made known to us. And they came with haste, and found Mary and Joseph, and the babe lying in a manger. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen, as it was told unto them. Okay? Very lovely, and a very familiar passage. I mean, it's not really Christmas without this passage from Luke's gospel, seriously. Now, listen, there are 5 important things that we need to take away from this, all right? 5 important points that come out of this passage, okay? And here they are. First, the shepherds were good people, all right? They had the merit to be visited by angels. And, obviously not everybody has such merit. In other words, the angels did not visit anybody else, right? Number 2, visiting the shepherds is a foreshadowing of things to come. That is to say, it gives us a clue about things to come. In other words, the baby will grow up and he will be called the Good Shepherd, okay? Not the good carpenter, not the great fisherman, but the Good Shepherd. So we get a clue here. And third, although the shepherds were good people, they did not know what was going on until they were told. All right? The gospel passage is very clear. At the end, it says, as it was told unto them. All right? So we have 3 important teachings about the shepherds. So, number 1, shepherds are good people. Number 2, the shepherds give us a hint or a clue about what is to come, the good shepherd, all that. And number 3, the shepherds did not know what was happening until they were told. Now, fourth, the shepherds were quick to obey the words of the angels. Okay, it says they came with haste. All right, so they were quick to obey, but most important, number 5, they were not changed or transformed by their experience. All right, now how do we know this? We know this because they went back to their lives just like before. In other words, basically distracted by the cares of the world. Say, okay, guys, you had your fun with the angels. Now break is over. Let's get back to work. These sheep are not going to keep watch over themselves. Let's get back to work. Now, but fortunately, there is another side to the story, and it's very different. It's a very different story. There are no shepherds and there are no angels. So let's listen. Let's listen. Matthew chapter 2. Now, when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him. When Herod the king heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. Skip down. Then Herod, when he had called the wise men privately, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, Go and search diligently for the young child, and when you have found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship him also. And when they had heard the king, they departed. And lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold, and frankincense, and myrrh. And being warned by God in a dream, they departed into their country another way. Okay, now, once again, you cannot have Christmas without this beautiful and somewhat mysterious passage from Matthew's Gospel. So, what does it mean? All right, well, let's find out. Let's be good reporters. We're going to be good reporters today. We're going to ask the right questions. We're going to say, who are these wise men? Where did they come from? When did they arrive? And what is this story trying to teach us? Okay, so first, who were they? Well, the Jewish audience that Matthew's Gospel was originally written for would have immediately recognized the reference. The wise men from the east were the cousins of the Jews. You know, the cousins who live back east. They were the children of Abraham, and we read about them in Genesis chapter 25. Genesis 25, verse 6 says, Genesis 25, verse 6 says, But unto the children of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts, and sent them away from Isaac his son, eastward into the east country. So, where did they go? Where is this east country? What is that talking about? Well, my first teacher in the Kabbalah in Atlanta, Shirley Chambers, said that the east country refers to India. And perhaps it does. That could be the case, because the teaching of karma, the spiritual law of cause and effect, is the central teaching of the first 5 books of the Bible. And this idea of karma is very well developed in the East. Now, I believe that at least some of them went to the city of Ur. The city of Ur was located on the banks of the Euphrates River near what we call the Persian Gulf. The city of Ur was actually Abraham's hometown, and so Abraham's children would certainly have been welcomed there. All right, so who were they? They were descendants of Abraham. And where did they come from? Maybe from as far away as India, but I believe more likely from the city of Ur in the land of the Chaldeans. So, when did they arrive? Well, this is interesting, because the Christmas story, the way we ordinarily see it depicted, shows the wise men arriving at the same time as the shepherds. You know, the shepherds kind of stand back. Oh, we got royalty coming in. But the gospel story, listen, the gospel story of the shepherds contains no mention of wise men, and the gospel story of the wise men contains no mention of shepherds. Okay? So consider this. The distance from Ur to Jerusalem is almost 1,000 miles. Okay? Now, by camel, okay, by camel, it is a journey of a minimum of 3 months. And remember that the shepherds, listen, the shepherds went immediately to find the babe lying in a manger. The wise men did not. All right? They came to a house and found a young child. We're told 3 times, a young child, not a newborn baby wrapped in cloth. Okay? And that's really the point. The wise men had the focus to remain committed to their goal over the course of time. All right, they did not let anything distract them. All right, several months to arrive in Jerusalem and then several months to get back home. Okay, that's a commitment. And this was an unwavering commitment to connect to the Christ child and deliver their gifts, because nothing was more important to them, obviously, than to make that physical connection to the spiritual light and give their gifts. Now, as an aside, what were their gifts? Very well known: gold and frankincense and myrrh. All right, so what does that mean? All right. Well, again, this is a foreshadowing of things to come. You know, what we call today as a spoiler alert. All right, listen, gold connects us to, refers to the Ark of the Covenant. That special box, that golden box that held the Ten Commandments. The box, the golden box hidden behind a curtain in the most sacred part of the temple in Jerusalem. The golden box that contained the presence of God and channeled the voice of God, right? Frankincense was a very sweet, fragrant resin that was burned in front of the Ark of the Covenant on the day of Yom Kippur, all right? The Day of Atonement, when the Israelites were reconnected to God. So what is this telling us? Okay, here it is. Gold refers to the Ark of the Covenant, and it indicates that this child will contain the presence of God and be a mouthpiece for God and bring about a new covenant or a new relationship with God. And frankincense, which refers to the Day of Atonement or Yom Kippur, indicates that this child will bring about atonement or reconnection with God. But the gift of myrrh, and what is myrrh? Myrrh is another fragrant resin. The gift of myrrh refers to Isaac, the son of Abraham, who was taken to the top of Mount Moriah to be sacrificed. All right. Now, in English, we say Moriah, but this is a Hebrew word. And in Hebrew, it is Moriah. All right. Moriah. It means the myrrh of God. Now, there are other hidden connections to Isaac that I want us to look at another time. But this morning, we want to understand that the gift of myrrh means that there will be a sacrifice similar to Isaac offered on the top of the mountain of the myrrh of God. This is cool stuff. I hope you find it as interesting as I do. But listen, here's the thing. The shepherds and the wise men show us two very different ways to approach this season. And to find the reason for the season. And here's what they're showing us. The shepherds were good people. Because when the angel came to tell them what had come to pass, the angels talked it over, and they went quickly to Bethlehem to find Mary and Joseph, and as it says, the babe lying in a manger. And the shepherds, listen, the shepherd says, wow, that's amazing. It was the most amazing night. The angels appeared, and it was really special, and it was really so beautiful, and there was light. But now we have to get back to work. All right? Break time is over. Christmas break is over. We have to get back to work now. And so the shepherds went back to their ordinary lives. Their experience was amazing. It was obviously amazing, but they were not changed by it. They're the same good people that they were before, not better. Okay, good people, working hard, taking care of their business. The wise men from the east were very different, a very different approach. They did not come with haste, they came with focus. All right? For the shepherds, it was one truly amazing night, but for the wise men, it was a long-term commitment. And what happened? Well, the wise men were changed and transformed by their experience. They were not the same when they left as when they arrived. Now, here's the thing. How do we know this? Okay? Because it says in Matthew chapter 2, verse 12, they departed into their own country another way. Now, this is a reference to an odd passage in the Bible in the book of the prophet Ezekiel. And we read about this in Ezekiel chapter 46. It says, when the people of the land shall come before the Lord in the solemn holy days, he that enters in by way of the north gate to worship shall go out by means of the south gate. He that enters by way of the south gate shall go out by way of the north gate. He shall not leave through the gate he entered through, but shall go out the opposite way. Now, this is one of those odd passages in the Bible that leaves us thinking, okay, wait a minute, what? You want me to do what? And who cares? But but it's very simple, all right? When you seek to come into the presence of God, it doesn't matter how you come, okay? Come in any way you like, all right? How you come to connect to the light, to the Creator, does not really matter. But what does matter very much is how you leave. You have to be different from the way you entered. You have to be changed by the experience of connecting to the light. Because in other words, if you are not changed by the act of connecting to the light force of God, then there's no point to it. There's no point. So if you sit down to meditate, or you sit down to pray, or you sit down to read from a spiritual book, you need to be different when you get up. Otherwise, there's no point. Or you come to church on Sunday morning to pray together and listen to good music and share with one another and to hear a spiritual message. You need to be different when you leave. Okay? Different when you leave from the way you were when you came in the door. Because your spiritual path needs to change from being a Sunday morning hobby and into a focused, long-term commitment. That's the teaching of the wise men. Okay? In other words, like less and less angry, less and less judgmental, less and less selfish, less and less afraid. And instead, more and more at peace, more and more filled with love, and more generous. Right? And then people say, well, I'm already filled with peace and love. Okay, great. Now be filled with more and share it more generously. Ego always wants to say the same, even when it's not easy. Trying to stay the same is comfortable and very familiar. Because the light within us, the God force, the God presence, the divinity within us wants us to change. The light within us wants us to be more connected, more willing to share. That's the teaching of the wise men. Be focused on your path. Be committed to it. Because listen, the path to enlightenment is not a quick and easy path. It doesn't happen in a single night. It's not an overnight thing. It's a long journey. But the connection to the divinity and the power and the light within us is more than worth the effort. Okay, that's the teaching of the wise men. So when we approach this season, talk about the reason for the season. We approach this season from the point of view of the shepherds, then we come away from it empty and disappointed, kind of let down, in other words, the lights are so beautiful, the music makes me feel all warm, and I love baby Jesus and all the red candles and the poinsettias. But a week later, it's time to pack it all up for another year, get back to work. Christmas break is over. It's January. What a letdown. Well, we say, Christmas is over for another year, and I just don't feel any different. The point is, yeah, exactly. The point is to be changed, to be healed, to be elevated, to be connected in a clearer, more intimate, more powerful way than ever before. All right? Because look, the wise men and the shepherds, they all found Jesus. Very different paths for sure. But the way we come to the light does not really matter. What matters is who we are when we leave. The question we're left with then is simple. How do we allow the light to change us? To elevate us from being curious shepherds and to focused, wise women and men? Well, let me share something with you. I want to share with you the way it was shared with me a few weeks ago, right? And here's how it happened. I have to tell you this. I've made the comment that my children, my son and daughter, are old enough now that they don't need their dad. Okay? They're old enough not to need their dad, but not nearly mature enough to know how much they do. Right? And I share that because I was thinking about that very deeply. And I was thinking about that very deeply one day recently. And I was thinking about what I would most love for them to come and say to me. And a series of questions formed in my mind. And I want to share this series of 6 questions with you to guide you in your journey to the infant God who is within you. Now, write these down or watch the video and share this video with someone special. Okay, so here are the 6 questions. This a 6-pointed star to guide the next step on your path. All right, and I'm going to suggest you go the extra mile and really focus on using all 6. So in your prayer, your meditation, or any other connection to the light, your spiritual reading, or whatever it is, your Heavenly Father, Father, Mother, God, light of the Holy Spirit, how you get to the light doesn't really matter. All right, but here's what does. Here are your 6 questions. Heavenly Father, what do I need to know? What do you want to tell me? What have I overlooked? What have I misinterpreted? How can I be more obedient? And how can I be a better son or daughter? Okay. Heavenly Father, light of the Creator, what do I need to know? What do you want to tell me? What have I overlooked? What have I misinterpreted? How can I be more obedient? And how can I be a better son or daughter? Okay. You come to the light. How you come to the light is not really all that important, but how you leave really is important. And these 6 questions invite the guidance and the participation and the help of the infinite light. These questions invite the light and also automatically turn away from the judgmental, self-centered, self-assured chatter of the ego. You see, it's easy to find baby Jesus in the manger. It's easy. The shepherds were told by angels, go here, do this. But the wise men followed a light, and it was far away. And they found Jesus. Okay? Not in a manger as a newborn, but rather in a house as a young child. And when we leave the manger or we leave the house, who are we? What have we become? What are we becoming? Are we different or not? All right. This is the reason for the season. All right. If it's all about just buying stuff and getting some more stuff, then it will not be any different from what it was last year. And we'll pack it up in a week or so and move on with our lives unfulfilled. Because listen, Christmas is a time of a consciousness of light, the consciousness of a tiny light overcoming and overwhelming darkness. Christmas is a time of miracles, the miracle of Hanukkah, a tiny light overcoming an extraordinary and overwhelming darkness. Christmas is a call to grow in the light, to grow in the power within us, to grow in that connection and grow in the way we are going to share that connection. It's a call to become greater than we ever were before. A time to refocus our spiritual vision, to refocus long term until the miracle of connection to the light becomes utterly and completely unstoppable. So let us end this morning together, and let me wish you a very happy Christmas and a lovely holiday season of light and with a lot of love and joy. Ron, back to you.
Thank you, Mark. Have a heavy round of applause for you and your message. It was good and timely, and it was very inspiring. Anyone like to say anything to Mark?
Good morning, Mark.
Hey, good morning.
It was really timely coming on the morning of of the next day after our solstice celebration last night, which
Uh-huh.
was, yeah, was different and really successful. And I want to hand credit to Shay Johnson for doing such a great job of it. But you just brought the message to where we left off last night, and I really appreciate that. Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? Well, thank you, Mark. So we've all been having challenges this year. It's been a challenging year of health and disunity and all sorts of stuff. And this is an excellent opportunity. And I think your message is one of unity and one of coming back to the love of God and of Christ. And that's what's going to fix everything. It's not the things that we thought, but it is the things that we feel inside of here. And so it's gonna be a good year coming up. We don't know what's gonna happen, but we have hope, and that's what the angels gave to those shepherds, was hope. So that's what we get from our angels is hope. That's what we got from our angel Mark. Thank you so much, Mark. So we now have another song.
It's one of my favorite bands called the Counting Crows. Usually play this on piano, but you can play it on guitar, so. It's a long December, and there's reason to believe maybe this year will be better than the last. I can't remember the last thing that you said as you were leaving. Now these days go by so fast. And it's one more day up in this canyon, and it's one more night in Hollywood. If you think that I could be forgiven, I wish you would. Na 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 na, yeah. The smell of hospitals in winter, and the feeling that it's all a lot of oysters and no pearls. All at once, you look across the crowded room to see the way that light attaches to a girl. Oh, and it's one more day up in these canyons, and there's one more night in Hollywood. If you think you'd come to California, well, I wish you would. Na 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 na, yeah. Oh, na 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 na, yeah. Well, drove up to Hillside Manor sometime after 2 a.m. talk a little while about this year. I guess the winter makes you laugh a little slower, makes you talk a little lower about the things that you could not tell her. But it's a long December, and there's reason to believe maybe this year will be better than the last. And I can't remember all the times I tried to tell myself to hold on to these moments as they pass. 'Cause it's just one more day up in these canyons, and it's one more night in Farmington. You think that I could be forgiven? I wish you would. Na 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 na, yeah, yeah, yeah. Na 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 na, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Fred. And thank you for all the wonderful music you have brought to us during this whole year. All right. So now, do we have a program or something to say from our youth?
Go. Get up.
Come on out.
Boys,
Yeah.
girls,
So
go with your answers.
are we gonna need to fix the microphone? There we go. There we go. That's about right. There we go.
Fred and Jalen, you guys are up front.
What are we gonna do, girls?
Girls, all together, get your group up, come on.
Okay, so today in class we did a Christmas party and we exchanged our Secret Santa gifts and we'll be singing a song today.
All right, okay, everybody get together,
Sing a song.
come on. Get in there, Maya Marie. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your king, good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All right.
Oh, Merry Christmas!
Wonderful, wonderful. And we wish you all the same.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, never too bad.
Okay.
We have more speakers.
Okay, so now we're gonna have our celebration of abundance. So if you will place over your heart that which you intend to contribute and repeat after me. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive through infinity. I am prosperous. our Jerry has gone to Denver to be with her brother who was ailing and to bring healing love to him. And so that's why she's not with us today, but she will be back next Sunday, I understand. And so we need to just keep best wishes for her and her travels and all of us. I don't know if any of us are going to be traveling over the holidays, but you know, it's always good to think good thoughts and help people, give them that energy as they travel, because it's a time when we're vulnerable. So we now have Bill Clark is going to bring us our closing message.
Good morning, everyone. The talk today is in prayer, more is accomplished by listening than talking. In prayer, more is accomplished by listening than talking. I'll point out to you that we all have one mouth but two ears, and that we should kind of use it that way. Prayer is like any other conversation. We glean much more by quieting ourselves, asking questions, and listening closely for the reply. What a challenge it can be to simply listen. We want so much to add our own commentary. Why? Because we know best. There is so much chatter and noise in our lives, in our minds. Deep prayer involves turning the volume down to the chatter. In silence, finally we can begin to hear the small, still voice of wisdom. The walkaway is, as I lie down to rest, my body relaxes. I will rest my mind as well. In that quiet state, instead of grasping for the next thought I would like to express in prayer, I will continue in stillness and listen for wisdom's voice. God bless everybody. Have a wonderful Christmas week. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, Steve, you got the phone set up. Okay, let's all gather up to the front. Hi, big guy. Are you having a good Christmas?
Yeah.
Good. There we go.
1, 2, 3.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together in unity, and yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as our power, family all are we. So let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. And with every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace good Christmas, a happy Hanukkah, happy holidays, and that may God bless you and keep you until we meet again. It'll be next year, next time we meet. So here we go.
And that's my birthday.
All right, so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Don, for showing up on our Zoom. We really appreciated it. Did you like it?
I did. Glad to be here and thank you. See you soon.
So we'll see you next week, okay?
See you then.
Mark, thank you, and I hope you have a great holidays, and that your next year will bring happiness and joy to you in all areas of your life.
Thank you so much.
That's like cool.
We're gonna sign off now, but peace be with you in the new year. Bye-bye.
You too.